So I'm noticing that the head is kind of small on his body, so I'm going to make an adjustment to scaling that head up a little bit. So I notice, yeah, just like his head looks really small compared to his body, and how that body kind of fits all the to the concept fairly well. And so to do so, I'm actually going to just create a couple folders. And so the first folder, I'll have the head selected and just say new folder and call this head. And then I'm also going to move the hair into this folder and also the top eyelids and also the eyeballs. And from this point, I'm actually going to take the top eyelid and I'm going to merge it with the head. So I'm going to select the head subtool and just say merge down. And so that should merge down with those eyelids, which they did. Yes. Okay, so we have that head subtool. So head, hair, and eyeballs in the head folder. And then for this body, I'm going to select the body, and then I'll say new folder and call this one body. And also I will move, actually I'm going to bump that up, just my visible count subtool, so I can see the list a little better. And then I'll take the arms and I'll drag into the body as well. So currently what we have, I'll turn off solo, and then so what we have is the body in its own, and we have the head in its own subtool, or in its own folder. So with that in mind, we're going to make those adjustments to that head. And so we'll select that folder and we'll say transpose set, which will give us, so now anything in this folder set, it will all be transposed together. So you can see this, the gray line or the lines through this mesh, the body is not going to be affected at all. So with that in mind, we'll actually I'm actually going to just be over the head, and then I will reset the gizmo to be in the center. Whoops. We want that to be in zero space. And so currently, and actually I'm going to just put it at the base of the neck, because that's where I'm going to be scaling from. So from that, once we start scaling, actually we want to select the head, the head folder, and then make those the same adjustments that we okay, so just transpose set. Turn off the floor. There we go. All right, so just resetting the gizmo and coming and moving up to the bottom of the neck, and just holding down Alt. And then so from this point, the hair is masked off, so I just want to make sure that that's not masked. So everything from the head, hair, and eyeballs, we should be able to, yeah, there we go. So now we can actually scale that the way we want it. So I'm going to scale a little bit in Y and also a little bit in X. And from here, I just want to make sure when I go back to draw mode, actually I'm going to go to the head subtool, and from here I'm going to move him and start scaling just so I can get a better adjustment on that head shape, on how, and it looks, there we go. So that head just needs to be scaled just a little bit more. So with that in mind, I'll select that head again, say transpose set, and then I'll be able to go back over here, and I'm going to scale in the Y and also the X. And I don't think it really needs to, maybe just a little bit in Z. And then I'll just frame that, scale out, so I can see where I'm at scale-wise. So if we imagine where his neck is, with his hands and kind of his feet, you can kind of see his hair is basically in the same general vicinity, and his head is, it looks about right now. So with that, we can go back to draw mode, and then we'll just basically go back to our, we'll select the head, make sure that the eyes are turned on. And I'm just going to make a few small adjustments to the head shape, because it kind of got a little, it's a little bulbous like right here, his jaw area, and I don't really want that. So with that move tool selected, I'm going to bring that brush up a little bit and then just kind of lightly tap just to kind of bring his jawline just more so it's, and also hit smooth just a little bit, just smoothing that out, just to kind of bring his jawline in a little bit more so it's not so bulbous looking. And I also noticed with the neck needs a little bit of adjustment as well. So with topological turned on, I'm actually just going to shape this neck just a little bit more. And also bring this in, down. I'm also hitting shift just to kind of smooth a little bit. And so just bring the neck back in a little bit more, just so his neck is not so heavy. Yeah, his neck was pretty hefty. And then also give that little, there we go. It looks a little better. All right, so that looks a lot better. That head shape, the way I'm thinking, more along the lines of just more rounded and more down towards, so you can see that it kind of comes into that neck piece, into his t-shirt chest area. So okay, and then now we'll move on to combining our objects together, and we'll talk about that next.